Hello, everybody. Welcome to another awesome episode of Youth Connect. I'm Aiden.
Hi, I'm Kevin.
Hi, I'm Logan.
Hi, I'm Jeffrey.
And welcome to our Youth Connect. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Youth Connect. I hope you're so excited for some awesome news. And how amazing is this? We have Kevin and we have Logan after coming back from his cooking school. Yes, more knowledge to share with us today. Unfortunately for everybody, let's keep it in our brains and let's talk about it right now. We will not be having Joshua and we will not be having Nibras, but we got Logan, we got Kevin, and we got Jeff, and you got me. So, my goodness, I think we're trying out special effects right now. I don't think that we should be doing that, but you know what? That kind of gave me a little bit of a scare. Anyways, for those who don't know, Youth Connect is a news, interest, entertainment show that is more than just sharing stories. We are working at creating a platform of inclusion and acceptance, one episode at a time. On top of that, we are all advocates for all abilities, and as broadcasters, entertainers, and more, we want to be included in opportunities for acting jobs, directing, writing, chefs, speakers, artists, and musicians. You know what they say, you name it, and we want to do it. Anyways, I know that Youth Connect is going to be a show that you are going to love, and the first thing that we always have to do is a gaming news to start it off. So I was looking for a game that we could talk about that was quite interesting. And actually, I saw this game when I was scrolling through my YouTube shorts, and I didn't know what it was at first. And I came across it again today. And when I look at this results of the reviews from this or about this game, it had a result of a 10 out of 10 rating, which is incredible, especially since how one-star review can plummet the game down to 9 or even 8 stars. So having a solid 10 stars is incredible. And today's game of the week is an indie game called Animal Well. So what is Animal Well? So I don't know much about Animal Well, but basically the description is this. You will be hatching from your flower and spelunk through the beautiful and sometimes haunting world of Animal Well. A pixelated wonder rendered in intricate audio and visual detail. Encounter lively creatures small and large, helpful and ominous, as you discover unconventional upgrades and unravel the well's secrets. This is truly a unique experience that can make you laugh in fear, surprise, or even delight. The game also focuses on puzzles. That is what this game is about. Observation is usually rewarded. So in this game, you must interact with the environment, the enemies that live in the environment, and everything in between. All items that you can find in this game have multiple uses. You must learn how these small intricate details can become something meaningful. And the main game is just the beginning, because players will be discovering hidden puzzles for years, as they say. You know, they say what's important for this game, and what I saw in the YouTube shorts, is to assess for yourself what is safe and what is considered dangerous, which monsters are going to hurt you, and which monsters are going to do absolutely nothing. Its focus is on tension and suspense rather than action. And you are disempowered. You have no abilities, no power-ups, no weapons. All you got is your environment and the items around it and your wits. So you're going to have to make clever use of what you have and survive in the world of the Animal Well. I love this game. It looks absolutely fantastic, and it was actually kind of scary. Like, to be honest with you, really, really scary. So if you want to try out a cool, fun game, a cool indie game, you know, have a little bit of time, want to check it out. It has a replayability, so I can always give that a thumbs up, an Aiden approved thumbs up, because I love a game that allows you to replay it multiple times over. I appreciate that, and honestly, it's very, very helpful. Anyways, though, I really hope that you enjoyed this, and we are going to keep going on the railway, and next up is going to be Kevin with some all-important news, and I just cannot wait to hear the interesting fact that's going to be shared.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Youth Connect News, which I really bring you news, sports, weather, and an interesting fact. I'm your host, Kevin Aruja. Let's get right into the headlines. The artwork unveiled at Toronto City Hall seeks to foster civility and unity. Canada's inflation rate falls to 2.7% in April. The Hot Docs to temporarily close its flagship cinema for 3 months. And New Leafs coach as an opportunity to build a new team. The authors behind a new painting unveiled at Toronto City Hall this week says the idea is to try and refocus the city on civility and unity, much needed qualities which they say have been lacking recently in public discourse. The work was spearheaded by Toronto artist Jessica Gorlicki and unveiled at City Hall on Wednesday at an event attendee Mayor Olivia Chow and several other councillors, as well as an FTO, the Ukrainian Canadian Congress at the Federation of Black Canadians. The new work is called Brushstrokes of Unity, Fostering Civility in the City, and was created by inviting people of diverse backgrounds to come up together and add brushstrokes. Together with Gorlicki, the group invited people of diverse backgrounds to come together to add a brushstroke to the work to express their feelings about Toronto. Enough TO is a grassroots movement formed in response to the growing polarization we're seeing around the world in Canada and specifically in Toronto, the group says on its website. The group's effort come in the wake of months of protest over the Israel-Hamas war in the city, some of which have been seeing all of that. Businesses, community centers, and places of worship have also been targeted. The work will be on display to the rotunda at City Hall throughout the summer and will then travel to the communities and educational spaces to help spread a message of civil discourse. Canada's annual inflation rate fell to 2.7% in April amid a broad-based slowdown in price growth, boosting expectations of an interest rate cut next month. Statistics Canada said the slowdown from 2.9% in March was led by food prices, services, and durable goods. Tuesday's Consumer Price Index report bears good news for the Bank of Canada, which has been looking for a sustained decline in inflation towards a 2% target. And for economists who have been expecting the central bank to deliver the first rate cut in June, the latest data has made them more confident in their call. Financial markets have also increased the odds of a rate cut next month to more than 50%. The Finances Minister, Chrystia Freeland, shared the latest inflation figures during the news conference on Tuesday and suggested her movement is helping set the stage for rate cuts. Bank of Canada Governor Tiff Macklem has suggested the federal budget presented last month wouldn't have much of an effect on inflation. Since last summer, the governing Liberals have been pummeled by Conservatives in public opinion polls over cost of living issues. The Bank of Canada Key's interest rate currently sits at 5%, the highest has been since 2001. The ongoing financial uncertainty is forcing the Hot Docs Film Festival to temporarily close its flagship Toronto theater and lay off staff for about 3 months, the organization says on Wednesday. The Canada's largest documentary film festival said it will shutter the Hot Docs Ted Rogers Cinema starting on June 12th as the organization tries to find a path back to profitability. The statement from the festival said it will result in temporary layoffs. The Hot Dog says it is facing a substantial operating deficit due to slow post-pandemic recovery, and it needs to conduct an extensive review of its programming and finances. A spokesperson didn't immediately answer questions about how many jobs are impacted by the closure. The Hot Dog says anyone who purchased a ticket for a screening or event taking place after June 12th will get an automatic refund, and patrons will be notified if certain events are rescheduled or moved to another venue. Late spring and summer even listed on the Hot Docs, which is the website, include film screenings to mark Pride Month and an appearance by U.S. author Gabrielle Sevin to talk about her best-selling novel, tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. The festival also expressed disappointment after it was left out of federal budget table in April after asking Ottawa for $2 million in emergency support. In sports news, the opportunity to give a talented team the extra boost it needs was an enticing one for Craig Berube. Berube was introduced at a press conference as the Toronto Maple Leafs' newest head coach on Tuesday. He takes over a job from Sheldon Keefe, who was fired on May 9th after Toronto was eliminated in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs by Boston. Keefe put up a combined with a score of 202.97 out of 40 record over parts of 5 seasons in Toronto. However, he was just 16 out of 21 in the postseasons, including a 1 out of 5 series mark. The Leafs failed to achieve sustained success after finally breaking out of first round for the first time since 2004, when they defeated the Tampa Bay Lightning in 6 games in 2022-23. Berube, who was 58, was hired on Friday after 5+ seasons in St. Louis. He was the finalist for the Jack Adams Award as NHL Coach of the Year in 2019 when he led the Blues to a Stanley Cup title. Berube was fired by St. Louis in December after missing the playoffs last spring. He also 281 out of 190-72, coaching record over parts of 8 NHL seasons with the Blues and Philadelphia Flyers. He was promoted from assistant to head coach in St. Louis on an interim basis on November 2018 before leading the Blues to the franchise's first title 7 months later. Living said they haven't gone into a player personal matters yet, with the coaching search being checked off the first list first, and amateur and pro scout meetings taking place this week. In today's weather forecast, we got a sunny this afternoon. The temperature is now 25 degrees. And tomorrow we will get a risk of thunderstorm. The temperature will be 24 degrees. And now moving forward to an interesting fact of the week. For our topics, we're going to talk about the lifting bridge, which is the King George VII Bridge. So many of you don't know who the King George VII. The King George VII Bridge was built in 1939 for $250,000. 8 men were unalived during construction. It was more than due for some refurbishing, and that's what the years plus Lowe's closure was about. To the tune of $6 million, the bridge cuts Port Stanley down the middle. It provides vehicle and pedestrians crossing over Cattle Creek. During the upgrade, the only option is to get to the main beach was a long way around, or from the other side to get the main shopping area and Little Beach. For a former Torontonian, the long way in a village like Port Stanley isn't long at all, but comparatively is less convenient. So I got 5 facts about King George VII, which is the lift bridge. The first one was the bridge is a bascule bridge, sorry for name butchering, which means it has a movable span that can be raised and lowered to allow boats to pass under it. The second fact is the bridge was built in 1939, and named after King George VII, who was the reigning monarch of the United Kingdom and Canada at the time. He visited Canada that year with his wife, Queen Elizabeth, and they crossed the bridge during the royal tour. The third fact is the bridge is operated by the hydraulic system. They can lift the span up to 4.5 meters above the water of Cattle Creek, which flows into Lake Erie. The bridge is one of the few remaining hydraulic bascule bridges in North America. The fourth fact is the bridge is a heritage structure and a landmark of Port Stanley, which is a historic and scenic village on the north shore of Lake Erie. Port Stanley is known for its beaches, harbor, shop, restaurants, and festivals. And the last fact is the bridge has a total length of 67 meters, and with a width of 9.1 meters and carries 2 lanes of traffic and 2 sidewalks. The bridge connects the main street of Port Stanley with the east side of the village when the railway station and the marina are located. We have come to the end of my segment. Tune in for next week's news. Sorry about that. But we come to the end of my segment to with next week's news, weather, and a very own interesting fact. I'm sending you back to Aiden. See you next week.
Thank you so much, Kevin. You know what, guys? I actually want to talk about the second news that Kevin talked about. There have been a lot of places that have been suffering from lack of funding. I remember one time I went to, well, I mean, Kevin was talking about a festival that got canceled due to funds as well. And basically, I remember this year I tried to send a movie that was made by my community, and obviously, I was the main creator of it. And I remember sending it to Real Abilities Film Festival because they had the film festival every year, and I thought it'd be great. And later, I found out that they were canceled. The entire film festival was canceled due to a lack of funds. So I definitely understand on the fact of, what, it's sad to see, those places that we usually would go to, have been shut down due to funds or just canceled due to like a lack of interest or things like that, or money, whatever it is. And you know what, it sometimes is really rough. It definitely is really rough. I definitely have seen a lot of things which I've loved disappear due to a lack of funds, or gets discontinued or something like that. I will say for everyone here, have you guys ever loved something and it got canceled or it got discontinued, or anything, like a favorite food item or a favorite song or something like that got discontinued?
Yes, I have. I have a special milk that I drink, and they discontinued it. So that was something I really loved. So that was a shame.
Definitely. You know what? It's hard to lose something that you appreciate. So thank you so
Hmm.
much. Your news is very, very important. And you know what? It really gets us thinking, really gets us being like, whoa. And we appreciate your interesting fact, because it's always interesting to learn so much about it, from weather to this interesting news from or just from the bridge. I love the news. Thank you so much. Now, this is where I'm going to take an entire 180 and go completely off rails. Are you ready? I have some food news. Not video game news, not board game news, not anything in between. Today is some food news. And I want to say, first of all, it is only in the US, so do be warned. But it has been told that it might come to Canada. Are you guys hungry? Because I know that sometimes I get hungry. And sometimes I think to myself, I love chicken nuggets. But what happens if I need to buy 5, 10 pieces and it's such a pain in the butt? Well, what if you could have 50 chicken nuggets in a bucket? That's right. Because luckily enough, if you guys live in the US and you go to Wendy's is now selling a bucket that contains 50 fried pieces of chicken across the United States. Announced earlier this month, the new Wendy's chicken bucket deal, officially called the Nugs Party Pack, will be available every day at participating locations. Wendy called it a next level nug experience in its press release announcing the behemoth meal. Wendy's is committed to celebrating our unmatched chicken nugget fandom while also delivering the value our customers have come to expect from us, said Lindsay Radkowski. He is the U.S. Chief of Marketing Officer for Wendy's. And prices vary on where you live, but you can grab a 15-piece nugget set in a bucket at a participating Wendy's for between $12 to $15. Think about that, guys. $15 for 50 chicken nuggets. And to be honest with you, from inflation prices, this price range is incredible. $12 to $15 for 50 pieces of chicken. To help all you nugget lovers out there, Wendy's has launched a website that will let you quickly and easily see where the nearest participating location is. So if you ever are going to the United States, you can easily plan your 50 nugget bucket trip. According to Wendy's, it partnered up with Rashik Zahid, the guy who created the website that actually tracks which McDonald's ice cream machines are broken to help create the brand new WendysNugParty.com. If you want to know how that's spelled, it's WendysNugGParty.com. It is awesome to see how this is going to be coming into the US, and technically it is in the US, but I've heard that a little bird told me that eventually, after seeing if it's successful, we might see participating locations in Canada to have a 50-piece chicken nugget set. And to be honest with you, I've always dreamed of having just a whole bucket of delicious chicken nuggets. Not chicken wings, not chicken strips, chicken nuggets. And that's really, really important. Now, a question for Logan. Logan, what are your thoughts on this 50-piece chicken bucket set? Would it be something you would get?
I need it.
Okay. I definitely would join you on that.
Too bad it's US only, I think you said.
Yes. But it is going to be coming to Canada. So thankfully, it's not too far away. Phew. Now, I will ask Jeff and Kevin, will you eat that 50-piece chicken nugget set? Would you eat it?
I would love to add them in salads.
Ooh.
Not
They
me. I'm
cover the
not a
crispier.
chicken person. I'm not a chicken.
That's fair. That's fair. Not everybody is, but I know that I would, and I could see, and I heard that Logan would as well. So that's good to have two people that really want to get it. Oh, now I really am craving some chicken.
Me too.
All right. So, guys, I'm going to keep moving, and don't worry, we're going to have Logan, but I'm going to be bringing you I don't know. Now, actually, I'll ask my co-hosts here. Co-host, or Logan, Jeff, and Kevin, would you guys like to hear a podcast of the week? Or would you like to hear a board game?
Podcast of the week. Sounds good.
Podcast or board game?
How about podcast? I would like to. That sounds interesting.
I think podcast of the week is much.
Okay.
Easier.
Sure. Go ahead.
You use a lot of board games.
Yeah.
Yeah, change it up a bit.
Exactly. Okay, so here is your podcast of the week. And podcast of the week is going to be called You're Wrong About. Now, what is You're Wrong About? You're Wrong About is a critically acclaimed podcast that delves into misunderstood or misinterpreted historical events, cultural phenomenon, and public figures. Hosted by journalist Sarah Marshall, the show re-examines and deconstructs widely accepted narratives, revealing the complexities and nuances that are often overlooked or oversimplified. Each episode is meticulously researched, blending through historical analysis with engaging storytelling to challenge listeners' preconceptions and encourage deeper reflection. Now, it goes from notorious criminal cases to infamous scandals and forgotten cultural moments. You're Wrong About offers fresh perspectives and insightful commentary, making it a must-listen for those interested in a more nuanced understanding of the past. And I've actually researched a little bit about this, and there's so many episodes that I really can't even talk about them all. If I had to give you a basis, which I have right here, I have podcast episodes like, for example, I don't know. Let's take, let me think. Let me see what I got here. Let me see. We got like Rosa Parks or George Michael, or even some people like, for example, let's see here. I'm trying to find one that you guys would know. Julie Klegman, Marlena Williams. There are so many interesting people here. Oh, I love this one. This one is quite interesting. And if you ever have heard this person, it is a kind of shocking story. There's also Carolyn Kendrick or Lulu Miller. Oh, there's so many people here that you need to learn about. I remember there was this one episode that just got recently released, and this is why I wanted to share with you guys. And I'm pretty sure it was on, wait, I got it right here. I think it was Blair Braverman. And apparently Blair Braverman was a person who tells a story, or a legendary story, I should say, of one good dog. But actually, it wasn't one good dog, Because if you want to learn more about it, it actually was about 2 good dogs. But most people only remember the one good dog. That's why You're Wrong About is a little bit interesting, especially if you're going to tackle subjects like popular stories that people have talked about for years and years and telling them, actually, you're wrong about whatever topic they're talking about. I recommend that you check it out, guys, because honestly, this podcast is awesome. There's actually a lot of episodes. What am I talking about? But they're not like specific stories. They're more focused on the stories that kind of get swept under the rug. So you won't see like Selena Gomez or, I don't know, Shawn Mendes. You won't get people like that. You'll get people that have had their names and their stories mixed about. And just learning about that specific person can have you research about the person afterwards and learn a little bit more. This is why I love podcasts, because they always share information you didn't even know. I hope you check out You're Wrong About. It looks awesome. It is awesome. And get your ears open. Try it out. If you don't like podcasts, at least listen to one episode, see how it goes. Anyways, though, I will be bringing up some community news next. But first off, we're going to be actually bringing it around to Logan. And Logan is going to be sharing some cooking knowledge.
Hello, Youth Connect. It's good to be back after a 6-week break. I am Logan, and for today's lesson of the day, I am going to be talking about a short but sweet little subject, the food procurement chain. A lot of you are probably used to getting your food from the grocery store or a restaurant, but that really undermines a food's journey. A food's journey from farm to fork is a very long and arduous one for the food, and today I think I'll shed a little bit of light on it and take you through the entire journey of food through the food production chain. So the first point to start at is at the food's origin point and the workers that come to cultivate it. These guys are known as producers, and these people are essentially, like I just said, responsible for cultivating food at its first stage. We have workers like farmers who grow produce, the fishermen who catch fish and other seafood, and ranchers who raise animals for food. And so, this is the very important part. You're probably familiar with it, but that's the start of our journey in the food procurement chain. And so after that food is harvested by the producers, they are sent over to these people called processors or manufacturers. Now these guys are responsible for transforming the raw ingredients, raw not necessarily like raw meat, just like in its purest form, and they're essentially responsible for transforming these raw ingredients into a more appropriate form. This would be examples like milling wheat into flour, breaking down meat into its appropriate cuts, like, say, chops, your ribs, your loins, all those kinds of different cuts of meats. Or stuff like washing and cutting produce. So from the processors, they go over to distributors, and these people are responsible for packaging these foods, essentially approving them to be sold, and then packaging them, and then also transporting them to the next stage, the retail stage. Now, retailers are people who buy food from distributors for the purpose of selling it. These are people like your grocery stores, your convenience stores, delis, restaurants, and even online retailers like Blue Apron. And then finally, the food reaches its final destination, us, the customers, people who buy food for the sake of consuming that food. And so customers will commonly buy from retailers due to sheer accessibility, although, just a little life hack, if you may, if you want to get food for cheap, it might actually be more beneficial to skip a few steps and go straight to the distributors themselves, maybe even the processors, because they'll be willing to sell the food for much cheaper and in larger quantities than, say, at a retail store. Although it should be noted that some distributors won't sell unless you're already a retail, so it's kind of a little bit of a tip on where to go. But yeah, the reason for this is, well, simply since each section of the procurement chain, there's always a little bit of product mode, there's always a little bit of profit motive going on with it. So essentially, the food becomes progressively more expensive as it goes up the chain. Like that fillet of salmon at the grocery store that costs maybe, I don't know, $10. The producer responsible for catching that salmon in the first place probably earned less than $1 catching it. So when you go and stare at that little plate of food on your table, just think about the journey and how much work really went into getting that food onto your plate. Just a little thought lesson for you all. Anyway, that'll just about do it for today. Thank you all, and I'll go back to you, Aiden.
Interesting news, interesting information to hear from Logan. I appreciate it. Wait, what's that? Hold on. My co-hosts were telling me something. I'm getting confused here. Thank you so much, Logan. Some cooking knowledge to get into our brains, some information we learn about the stores. Ugh, very scary things. Anyways, I'm going to be sharing with you guys a community news because I promised you guys that we would. And I want to talk about what did our Super Ability crew do for the week. So let's go quick and fast. I won't hurry it up. For Monday, our Super Ability crew did a general knowledge quiz with families and community. On Tuesday, we participated in spring cleaning and we learned about different cleaning and organizing skills. On Wednesday, we got creative in art club and it was all about the importance of landscapes, whether that be mountains, whether that be hills, forests, water, oceans. We learned about all the important steps of creating each and every one. And on Thursday, we had some music with Jep. Who's Jep? Jeff and Jep. Jeff and Jep. No, I'm just kidding with you. But we did music with Jeff, and we learned some camp songs, and we had a lot of fun and a lot of laughs. And on Friday, we did all about the importance of environmental science, which was today, climate change, and how our efforts, no matter how small, make a huge difference, guys. Lastly, two more things. This week was also the last of our lacrosse sessions with Lacrossing Barriers. The Super Ability crew members want to give a huge shout out to Mr. Scott Joffrey, Lacrossing Barriers, for his dedication and hard work in making lacrosse accessible to everyone in our communities. Thank you for continually breaking barriers and fostering inclusivity throughout sports. And for Art Club News, so guys, if you check out the Super Ability Crew website, you'll see a brand new section called Art Club. And this is where we showcase any events, projects, and all art-related things. It also allows our members who are artists or want to be artists to collaborate and showcase any events they have planned or want to share. So if you want to keep up to date about what our artists in our community are doing, please check out superabilitycrew.com. Our moderators will put it in the chat so you guys can check it out. One interesting factor that I want to share about real quick is our art club. Our art club actually focused on collaborating on a special art project for a local daycare, taking an old canoe and transforming it into an awesome, colorful masterpiece, all about the importance of flowers, because basically the canoe was old and it is going to be filled up with some pollinator plants. So if you ever want to read up more about what we did with that canoe, please check out our website, superabilitycrew.com. It will be put in the chat once again. Oh, so much stuff to learn about, so much stuff we did. If you want to do things and you want to participate in our community, please, 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 please do, because we want to have you with us. Anyways, though, next up, the icing on the cake. I always say we're going to have Jeffrey with his live music.
Hi everybody, it's nice to officially be back performing for you all. And I'm gonna be performing one of my original songs. And I really want you to wiggle and jiggle to this song. Maybe even shake your hands to and fro and never let your smile go. Or maybe even empty your pockets and give me your change with this song. Put all together, you got Jelly Roll. Wiggle, jiggle, jelly roll. One step forward, two steps back. Roll your hips side to side, don't hide, now slide. Shake your hands to and fro, never let smile go. You can do it, yes you can. Empty your pockets, give me a change. Help me grab fate, rearrange, don't hide, no slide. Wiggle, jiggle, jelly roll. One step forward, two steps back. Roll your hips side to side, don't hide, now slide. Shake your hands to and fro, never let smile go. You can do it, yes you can. Empty your pockets, give me a change. Help me grab fate, rearrange, don't hide, no slide. Be the best you can be, let me hear you say it. You know you wanna wiggle, jiggle, jelly roll. One step forward, two steps back. Roll your hips side to side, don't hide, no slide. Shake your hands to and fro, never let smile go. You can do it, yes you can. Let's go! Empty your pockets, give me a change. Help me grab fate, rearrange, don't hide, no slide. Wiggle, jiggle, jelly roll. One step forward, two steps back. Roll your hips side to side, don't hide, no slide. Shake your hands to and fro, never let your smile go. You can do it, yes you can. Woo! Empty your pockets, give me your change. Help me grab fate, rearrange, to hide, no slide. Be the best you can be, let me hear you say it. You know you gotta wiggle, jiggle, jelly roll. One step forward, two steps back. Roll your hips side to side, don't hide, no slide. Shake your hands, no, never let smile go. You can do it, yes you can. Wiggle, jiggle, jelly roll. One step forward, two steps back. Roll your hips side to side, don't hide, no slide. Thank you, everybody. This is Jeffrey, your live musician. I'll see you all next week. And make sure to check out my website, jeffreyankerman.com. Anyways, back to you, Aiden. Bye, everybody.
All right. Guys, that was absolutely amazing. I had a little dance. I had a little jig. La 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 la. Okay, Jeff, you really made me want to dance, and I really did dance. And I had a lot of fun. A lot of fun listening to the music. I hope that you guys had an awesome time watching this episode of Youth Connect. If you liked Youth Connect, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
And don't forget to click the notification bell.
Other than that, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your week, and we will see you all next time. All right, guys, have a great rest of your week, and we'll catch you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Next week.